Um, this is on a Droid, but it would be similar on most smartphones. It will list all the different pages, but they're in sort of either creation order or alphabetical order, and they won't, you won't see the relationship between them all. So it's just like listing 20 random pages that are on your site, and then you can click through to view what they look like, which is pretty much similar to the blog post. But so I think it's probably easier. This is what it looks like in normal mode, to view pages in regular form and blog posts using the plugin, but this one, WP Touch, at the bottom of the screen on your phone, it will have a link where you can turn mobile view on or off really easily, so you can toggle back and forth to whichever you prefer. This seems to be one of the more popular plugins for dealing with mobile support, but there are lots and lots of these as well. And you may want to experiment and tinker, and if anyone has better options, certainly submit them to me. Well, that is another thing, because the way I set the site up is I decided to do the plugins and tips as blog posts, mostly because I need to put something in the blog, and because I could categorize them nicely. But the other thing, of course, is you have the ability to leave comments. So if you have questions or tips that you want to add to it, come back to the site and share your thoughts, because there's probably plenty of you have ideas that I haven't even thought of yet, and we could all learn from each other. Okay, 3 minutes. Questions. I should probably ask you for more questions.
Is it QR code taken to a site designed for a smartphone, or is it taken to the site that was taken?
The QR code just has the address for the site, but because I have this plugin installed on the site, using your smartphone, I think it will start in mobile view and give you the option to turn it off.
And also they can be used, they're used a lot in Europe. They're just starting to come around to the US, but I understand that they can also be used when you're shopping, and you can go up and find a book or a CD or something, and it'll recognize it, and it will take you to comparison shopping sites for price.
Part of the talk that I went to last week is they used the example of an auto dealership, or excuse me, like an auto manufacturer, and they had a car in the display, and everyone knew those oohs and ahs. Well, this time they had those tags all over the car, and you go up, and why is there a tag on the wheel? Well, you put your little phone there, and it would go to a little video that would show how great the brake system was, so that it again, it becomes an interactive experience.
So much for the sales guy.
Right.
For WordPress.
I have a question.
You mentioned that you can configure a WordPress site so that it doesn't look so long, it doesn't look sideways.
Right.
Maybe go from the theme levels, but within a theme, can you do it for specific things?
Yeah, usually you would do it on the theme level, so when you're creating your theme, you can make it look pretty much anything you want. So basically what I do is I sort of start with my design, maybe sketch it out, use plain HTML. How would I code it if I wasn't thinking about doing it in WordPress? Kind of create your structure first, and then you make WordPress bend to your will, and you say, okay, here's where my main content goes, so I'm going to put the loop there, and here's where I want the flying dolphin, so I'm going to put something there, and you kind of...
So for those of us who aren't at the creation of theme level, we're just using a theme that's out there. Is it a matter of picking the right theme
You
that's
have to pick the right thing. You got to make sure that the code is clean. It's really interesting to run into. I use Rocket themes for some of the stuff, and they've got a really nice stats and after them, but I use it to go from 3 panels to just one for the chat section of the site, and they had 20 divs, and all it is 20 divs down and 20 divs back for 3 columns. You need 3 divs, and these guys are geniuses at what they do. So you really you have to download the thing, look at the code, look at the output code. Go look at their demo and then do a control U. I don't know what it would be in that, but if you see a mess of HTML, then it's going to be more difficult for you to modify.
Right.
Even though, like what Ms. Lady was saying, that you can't really control the output that WordPress to, and there's some things you can do to tweak it, but it's a pain. The output that they give is really good output. Okay, it's not terrible output. So if you look and you see like a ton of tags, then that's the thing. If you have difficulty, if you can't like download the HTML and just manipulate it yourself outside of WordPress, then you're going to have trouble inside of WordPress. And WordPress isn't the culprit there. The HTML and CSS is. And that's why, like on the CSS of the site, I've got in there, too much specificity, whatever. Because some people do things like if you got an ID, you just need to reference that ID to your class. But what theme developers will do is they'll reference that ID buried in other IDs in their CSS. So you go to try to change that ID, but they've referenced it in amongst creating too much specificity. So it ultimately is going to be the theme, the CSS of the theme in the HTML.
Right. And that also reminds me that with this theme, for example, I'll make it downloadable, but a lot of what we talked about here is really customizing it for your specific site rather than to distribute to the wilderness, because there are things that you might do on your own that you wouldn't share with others because you have sort of gone so granular.
How good are you at HTML and CSS? What we're going to start doing now, like the classes in Fairfield, people that don't know anything, and we'll start them on WordPress just with that. Pick a theme, here's how you do that. Then, inside of your post, you can put HTML. So at that point, the next series of classes, if people don't know anything, will be, all right, here's the basic HTML used inside your post, right? Then the next stage will be, all right, here's how you manipulate HTML and CSS itself. But it really, to theme anything, you've got to have a good handle on it. That's why you look at my sites and how, because I'm not a designer, I'm a programmer. Okay, so like our crew went back and forth with the admin to Cobalt. Oh, I've got to say Cobalt. And Laurel's like, I get it, it's Cobalt, but you don't understand, it's Cobalt. It's got to say it 3 times. But that's the difference between a designer and a programmer. Okay, so if you don't have design skills, you're going to have to study to get them. And this isn't something that happens overnight. No, then you're good to go. If you're already a designer and you know proper HTML and CSS, you can be writing WordPress themes in probably 2 days.
Yeah, I found the first time I did a WordPress site, it was a client wanted me to add a blog to her existing site, which I had designed in the first place. Straight HTML. So I built that a couple years before, and hadn't used WordPress yet. I'd been using movable type. I'm like, okay, this would be a good chance to use WordPress, and basically started on a Saturday, installed it, tinkered with it. For some reason, I'd done her site as like a liquid layout, which of course is a pain. And but basically, by the end of the weekend, her blog was added, and it looks like the rest of the site. So I figured, starting from scratch with a new program, being up and running in 2 days, that's not bad.
And that was 3 years ago or something?
Right, yeah.
And that's when WordPress wasn't even as easy as it is now.
Right.
It is blindingly simple. These ideas like the loop and the page hierarchy, when you're reading it, you just don't have a concept. It's hard to grasp for like the first couple minutes.
Right.
But then what we did was we got on our whiteboard. We've got whiteboards all over the office here, and we just started drawing it out. And so we had 3 of us discussing it in collaboration, drawing it out, like picturing it and visualizing it. We went from one day not understanding the whole concept to understanding themes in one day, understanding plugins the next.
Mm-hmm.
And the only final little bit that I'm dealing with is I understand the menus and how to add pages, but just like the final little bits of making sure I got it right.
Yeah.
I haven't tested it.
And there are different ways that WordPress does that, particularly with WordPress 3.0, which is why I often kind of manually do it my own way instead of the 2010 theme way.
Yeah, I don't like the 2010.
Yeah.
You actually have the shopping.
Yeah, you could. There are several plugins that do shopping. WP e-commerce and a few others. What was the one, Stuart, that you used at Give Camp?
Give me a second, see if I still have it on.
But there are several available. one by a company called Excite in New Zealand that's supposed to be pretty good. You certainly wouldn't do something like Amazon in it, but for, you know, a small to medium size retail. And I think you could do like 1,000 product type site, just not tens of thousands.
You could if you wrote the PHP code right.
Right.
Frankly, we're working on a plugin to do COBOL for our data only.
Mm-hmm.
I won't get into it, it's just faster. But so the plugin will connect to COBOL. COBOL is all our stuff. We don't have to worry about SQL injection at all because we won't be storing it SQL. But if WordPress itself is fast, if the theme is right, if you're running on a slow WordPress site, it's your theme and your plugins. So it's fast enough. And their hooks are amazing.
Right. Yeah, we didn't even talk about functions and hooks and.
Yeah, I'm sold on WordPress. I don't feel like do another CMS. But I think you could, again, it gets down to your theme or your PHP program. How much are you paying? If you're paying $10 an hour, I would do an Amazon site.
Right.
You know, if you've got a team that are paying $100,000 and have an investment in the project, you might be able to pull off Amazon. I would say.
Yeah, I think it's going to keep growing, and you can do bigger and better things particularly as it evolves more.
Although I don't know if what you're saying is just downloading the plugin.
No.
No, I wouldn't do that.
No, but creating something, you can certainly do it. Okay, I guess we're wrapping up now. I know I ran through everything, and probably a lot of it didn't make a lot of sense, but if you do go back to the site, I've explained it in more detail. There are examples, also links to other references, including on the WordPress codex. So, in theory, if this overview made a big bit of sense, you should get a lot more information from coming back to the page. And then also, you know, leave comments in the blog if you've got other questions or something you think I should add to the site. When I built it, I was thinking it was just going to be for this class, but I think I'm going to keep it as an ongoing resource. And thanks, everybody.